Fast food companies don't make their biggest profits from burgers. They make them from time. Because every extra minute a customer spends waiting is revenue that can't be earned, customers who can't be served, and profit that disappears before an order is even placed. The entire industry is built around solving that problem. Today, we're following the numbers behind fast food to uncover how speed became one of the most powerful profit engines in business. Welcome to the math behind the business. In 2026, the fast food industry is less about culinary art and more about industrial engineering. We are going to break down the metric of throughput, calculate the value of seconds in the drive-thru, analyze the labor efficiency of the assembly line, and reveal why the menu is actually a mathematical equation. The revenue per minute, the throughput math. The fundamental unit of currency in fast food is not the dollar, it is the minute. In a traditional sit-down restaurant, a table might turn over once every 45 minutes. The revenue for that table is capped by how fast people eat and leave. In fast food, the goal is to serve a customer in roughly 60 to 90 seconds at the drive-thru. Let's compare the math. The sit-down scenario. Average check size, $25. Table turnover time, 45 minutes. Revenue per minute per table, 55 cents. The fast food scenario. Average check size, $10. Service time at the drive-thru window, 3 minutes from order to leaving. Revenue per minute per car, $3.33. The fast food model generates 6 times more revenue per minute than the sit-down model, even though the ticket price is less than half. Why? Because velocity. If you have a drive-thru lane that can handle 20 cars an hour, your revenue is $200 an hour. If you can shave 30 seconds off the service time, you can now handle 25 cars an hour. Your revenue jumps to $250 an hour. You just increased revenue by 25% without adding a single seat, a new building, or a new grill. You simply removed friction. This is why speed is profit. It expands the capacity of the asset without expanding the cost of the asset. The drive-thru equation, the cost of a second. The drive-thru is the profit center of modern fast food. Roughly 60% to 70% of a typical chain's revenue comes through that window. Engineers measure this in seconds. Let's look at the math of a second. Imagine a popular burger chain. Average daily revenue, $10,000. Operating hours, 12 hours. Revenue per minute, $13.88. If the kitchen is slow and the average wait time increases by just 10 seconds per car, the line backs up. Cars see the line and drive away. This is balking in queuing theory. If you lose just 10 cars a day because the line looked too long, that is a revenue loss of roughly $100 a day. Over a year, that is $36,500 lost. For a single store, 10 seconds of hesitation costs you $36,000. Multiply that by 10,000 stores in a chain. That is $365 million lost to hesitation. This is why companies invest millions in technology like AI voice ordering, dual drive-thru lanes, and predictive kitchen displays. A $50,000 technology upgrade that saves 5 seconds per car pays for itself in months. Speed isn't a convenience for the customer. It is a capacity expansion strategy for the business. Menu engineering. Complexity costs money. You might wonder why fast food menus are so limited compared to a diner. Why can't you get pancakes at 2 p.m.? Because complexity is the enemy of speed. Every item on the menu requires ingredients stored in the cooler, prep time by the staff, equipment space on the line, cognitive load on the cashier, the stock-keeping unit math. Let's say you have a menu with 50 items. Your staff has to memorize 50 recipes. The grill area is cluttered with ingredients for 50 items. Average service time, 4 minutes. You simplify the menu to 20 items. You remove the slow sellers. You remove the items that require complex wrapping. The kitchen flow becomes smoother. The staff becomes specialized. New average service time, 3 minutes. That 1-minute reduction allows you to serve 25% more customers during the lunch rush. The revenue from the 30 removed items was negligible compared to the volume increase gained by being faster with the core items. This is why limited time offers are calculated risks. They bring customers in, but if they are too complex to make, they slow down the line and hurt the overall profit of the store. Fast food chains would rather sell you a burger in 60 seconds than a gourmet salad in 5 minutes. The burger makes money on the turnover. The salad loses money on the time. Labor efficiency, the assembly line. Fast food was the first industry to apply Henry Ford's assembly line to food. In a traditional restaurant, a chef might cook, plate, and garnish a dish. That requires a high-skill, high-wage employee. In fast food, the process is deconstructed. Station 1. Grill and fryer. Employees flip burgers or drop fries. Low-skill, repetitive motion. Station 2. Assembly. The employee puts the burger in the wrapper. Low skill. Station 3. Drive-thru. The employee hands the bag out the window. Low skill. The labor cost math. A skilled line cook in a city might earn $25 to $30 per hour. A fast food crew member earns $15 to $18 per hour. By breaking the job into small, repetitive tasks, you can staff the kitchen with lower wage labor. However, you need volume to justify this model. If you have a crew of 5 people costing $100 per hour total in wages, you must generate $300 to $400 per hour in revenue to cover labor, food, and rent. If the kitchen is slow and only produces $200 per hour in revenue because the line is backed up, you are losing money rapidly. Speed is the only variable that keeps the labor percentage below 30%. If sales drop because you are slow, your labor percentage spikes and the store becomes unprofitable instantly. The real estate variable, high rent, high volume. Fast food locations are expensive. They sit on prime corners. They have high visibility. Rent for a prime fast food pad can be $8,000 to $15,000 a month or more. This fixed cost creates a make or break number. You have to sell enough burgers to pay that rent before you make a penny of profit. This forces the business to prioritize speed over quality or variety. A sit-down restaurant might survive with a slow lunch service because their dinner prices are higher. A fast food joint with a slow lunch rush will go bankrupt. The rent requires volume. The profit math. Rent, $10,000. Net profit margin on a burger, 10% to 15% after all expenses. To pay the rent, you need to generate roughly $70,000 to $100,000 in sales just to cover the landlord. That is roughly $3,000 a day. If your average ticket is $10, you need 300 customers a day. If you serve 300 customers in a 12-hour day, that is 25 customers an hour. One customer every 2.4 minutes. If you are slower than that, if you serve one customer every 4 minutes, you won't hit the volume needed to pay the rent. Speed is the mechanism that unlocks the volume to pay for the expensive land. The verdict: is it worth it? Fast food is often criticized for being low quality, but from a business perspective, it is a masterpiece of efficiency. It is the triumph of process over product. The winning formula: high speed equals high volume. High volume equals lower labor percentage. Lower labor percentage plus lower food cost equals profitable unit. The risks: if the speed breaks, if the equipment fails, if the staff isn't trained, if the drive-thru line gets too long, the entire model collapses. There is no cushion. You cannot charge $50 for a burger to make up for being slow. You are locked into a low price point, which means you are locked into a need for high speed. It is a high-stress, high-volume game. Fast food proves that in business, how you sell is just as important as what you sell. The burger is a commodity. The transaction speed is the product. By engineering the seconds out of the process, they engineered the profit into the bank account. Next time you sit in a drive-thru line, don't just look at the menu. Look at the clock, because that clock is the sound of the cash register. If this breakdown helped you see the economics behind the counter, let me know in the comments. And if you want to see the math behind other high-volume industries, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot more to uncover.